Good morning, everyone. So for today's class, we're going to use a couple extra props. So I'm going to give you a minute to grab them. You're going to need, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can also use a hand towel or a t-shirt. Both work great. Just basically you need something you can grab and hold on to. You'll also need a couple pillows or a bolster for later. Today's practice is going to be a little bit more restorative and a lot more twists and digestive type movements. We're going to start in a seated position, sitting on your mat. I like to sit up on a block because it gives me a little bit of height and allows my hips to be higher up than my knees. So those all of the lymph nodes and everything, the channels are a little bit more clear than sitting flat on the ground, but flat is totally fine. However you're most comfortable. Hands on the knees, eyes shut, just starting to notice our breath. As it comes in through the nose, past the throat, it fills the belly and back out again. And I want you during this practice, we're going to be extending those inhales and exhales. I want you to not try to hold in that belly, not try to look perfect. There's no perfect pose in yoga. This is about you and your time on the mat. We're going to set an intention for today. The intention it's similar to a goal, but goals tend to be future-based. Intention is something we do in the present moment. So it can be a word, it can be a quote, just something that comes to mind that you need for the day. It can be as simple as just getting through this yoga practice, or it can be a word like flow or strength or peace or whatever it is that you find that resonates with you today. And during your practice, you're going to come back to that intention over and over again because our minds tend to wander and to pinball around. Coming back to that intention will allow you to do this yoga practice on purpose and with purpose in the present moment. Take a big, long, deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh. Again, in. Exhale, let all that air out. One more, inhale. Exhale, sigh. And let's roll those shoulders out. Big circles back. Starting to warm up that upper body. And then forward. Good. Arms side to side. Waking up those shoulders. Good. Shake them out. Inhale, take those arms overhead. Interlace those fingers. Really press towards the ceiling. Your gaze is up. And just kind of sway that spine like a tree. Engaging that core. Whenever you hear a fitness instructor say engage that core, basically what they're saying is tighten like you're doing a crunch and draw that belly button towards your spine. Go ahead and release. Take it over to the side. And the other side. Once more on each side. And just gently waking up the body. Good. Neck down. Tucking that chin all the way to your chest. Taking the gaze up. And the neck goes to the shoulder. And the other shoulder. Half circles. Good. If there's anything on your mat, go ahead and clear it off. We're going to come to all fours. We're going to stack those hips right over the knees. And I want your fingertips wide and your wrists are going to be gently rotated out, externally rotated out. On the inhale, you're going to drop that belly, lengthen that spine, lift that chin, exhale, pushing all the air around that spine. Inhale, dropping that belly. Exhale, pushing all the air out. This is cat-cow. Inhale. And out. Go ahead and do a few of these on your own, playing with how long the breath is, what feels good for you. Maybe some slower ones is good, maybe some faster ones. A few more. Good, last one. And out. Good. Little figure eights with your hips, warming up that lower spine, sinking back towards your heels, and back up again, and down, and up. Planting those hands firmly on the ground. We're going to tuck those toes. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to lift to a downward facing dog. Keep those knees soft and start to pedal out those feet. Good. Come up on your tippy toes. Bend both knees. Look towards the top of your mat. And then straighten. Not locking the knees, but straightening a little bit more than the first time. Up on your toes. Bend those knees. Look towards the top of the mat. And straighten. Toes. Bend those knees. Good. Straighten. One more. And straighten. Pedal out those feet some more. Really waking up the whole body now. Taking your knees to the mat, they're going to go wide. Your big toes are going to touch behind you. You're going to sink back towards those heels, really reaching forward into a child's pose. You can rest your forehead on the mat, or you can actually bring your hands in and rest your forehead on your hands. Several breaths here. Child's pose is always here for you. You need a break if you need to slow down, if you need to catch your breath, come down into a child's pose during this practice and come back to that intention you set at the beginning. Few more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more in and out. Inhale, coming to all fours. Knee or fingertips are wide. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. One more. Taking baby steps, walk towards the top of the mat, towards your hands. Once you get to where your ability is, go ahead and roll to a stand. Your shoulders are going to come last, up, back, and down. Go ahead and shake it out. You're standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Feet are hip width distance apart. We're going to go ahead and swing those arms up on the inhale. On the exhale, bending those knees, hands travel through your heart center as we fold over. Fingertips on the mat. Lengthen that spine to a tabletop. And then place those palms on the mat. Step back with your left foot and then your right foot into a plank. You can stay here. If this is too hard, you can always take your knees to the mat. And then hugging those elbows into your sides, lower yourself slowly all the way onto your belly. And if you fall, that's totally fine. Untuck those toes so that your feet are flat on the mat. Take your cheek to the mat and give those hips a rock back and forth. Hands are right underneath those shoulders. On the inhale, you're going to lift just the upper part of your body, just those shoulders and the upper part of your neck and chest. Exhale, you're going to come right back down. Inhale, same thing, baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, try to find space in those shoulder blades, pulling them back. Exhale, back down. This time coming all the way up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Full belly is off the mat, upper thighs are off the mat. Exhale, all the way back down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back down. Last one, inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, push those hips up, downward facing dog. Five breaths here. Last one. Go ahead and take those knees down to the mat. And I want you to come up on your knees. You're going to catch your hips with your hands. On the inhale, it's nice and tall. On the exhale, you're going to rock back, really engaging that core to your belly. Inhale back up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale. Last one. Exhale back. Good. Inhale, the hands come all the way down to the mat. Tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Taking small steps, coming to the top of your mat. You're going to roll to a stand. Go ahead and shake it out. Grab water if you need it, or coffee. I need my coffee. Actually, I probably don't. I've had like 3. Standing nice and tall, feet are in Tadasana. Inhale, the arms swing up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine, tabletop. Exhale, step back to a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Really hugging those elbows into your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Good, baby steps, top of the mat. And roll to a stand. Go ahead and shake it out. I'm gonna do some twists from chair pose. Same thing, standing nice and tall in Tadasana. You're gonna bend both those knees, swing those arms up along your ears, really tightening that core, your thighs, and your glutes. Inhale. And exhale. Take those hands to heart center and twist over your shoulder. Long breaths. You can stay right here. If you want a little bit more of a twist, drop that lower hand to the mat and the upper hand to the sky. Good. One more breath here. And out. Hands come to heart center. And straighten those legs. Shake them out a little bit. We do the same thing on the other side. Bending those knees, swing those arms up, chair pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, take those hands to heart center. Twist over the opposite shoulder. You can stay here. You can extend that one hand to the mat and the other to the sky. Really twisting out that spine and the belly. One more breath here. And exhale. Good. Hands are at center. Straighten those legs. Shake it out. We're going to our warrior series. Standing nice and tall, the right foot comes back. It's going to be at a 45. Your hips are going to be squared to the top of your mat. You're going to bend that left knee. It's going to stack right over that ankle. Arms are going to come up. Warrior 1. Long breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On the inhale, give it a slight rise. Exhale, rebend that knee. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, bend that knee. One more in. And out. Inhale, straighten that knee. Open the arms up. We're going to set up for warrior 2. You might need to lengthen your stride just a little bit. Rebend that front knee. Your gaze is going to be over those front fingertips. Glance back at that back arm. Make sure it's parallel to the floor. Control that breathing. One more breath here. And out. Inhale, straighten that front knee, flip the palm. We're going to reverse the warrior up. Really reaching for that ceiling, stretching out that side body. Good, swinging the arms up. You're going to rock your hips to the back of the room, back of the mat, really reaching towards the front of the mat as we pivot to triangle. Triangle, your hand can be on your upper thigh, your shin, or the floor. For me, I pulled something in my hip the other day, so I'm just going to stay right here up at my upper thigh. Couple more breaths here. Last one. Swinging the arms, rebend that front knee. You're gonna swing the arms again. Your hand can be in your thigh, your shin, or all the way to the floor. Good, let those arms swing up. Straighten that front leg and step that right foot all the way up to the top of the mat. Go ahead and shake it out. Grab water if you need it. We're gonna do this all on the other side now. Let me just my camera just a little bit up. There we go. Standing nice and tall, the left foot's going to come back at a 45. Squaring those hips to the top of the mat. Bending that right knee, it's going to stack right over the ankle. Arms come up, warrior one. Long breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, give it a slight rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, bend. One more, slight rise. And bend. Straightening that front knee, open the arms up. Maybe widen that stance just a smidge. Rebend that front knee, gazes over those front fingertips. Both arms are parallel to the floor. Few breaths here. One more. Straighten that front knee, flip the palm, and take the warrior back. One more here. Inhale, the arms swing, hips rock to the back, really reaching towards that front as they pivot to triangle on the other side. Your gaze can be neutral or it can be up at the sky. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, the arms swing. The knee rebends. They swing again. Inhale. And exhale. One more in. And out. Straighten that knee. Step that left foot to that right foot. Go ahead and shake it out. Grab water. And go ahead and grab that strap, towel, or shirt that I told you to grab. It's going to come behind your back like this. And standing nice and tall sideways on your mat. So you have a nice long stance. Knees are soft. You're going to slowly fold over and let that strap guide you. No sharp pain, just a nice stretch. And then from here, go ahead and bend both knees, alternating. Just really stretching out that back. Good, slowly coming up. Then we go ahead and take that shirt, towel, or strap in front of you. You're going to take it up overhead. Take it over to the side. Let that one arm that's closer to the ground pull that arm that's overhead just a little bit, give you more of a stretch. And to the other side. Good. Coming up. Take it behind you one more time. Same thing. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly coming up, rolling to a stand. Go ahead and drop that towel, t-shirt, or a strap. Standing nice and tall in this open V. We're gonna come over our right leg. We're just gonna fold down gently. You can be on your thigh, your shin, or all the way to the floor. Good. And then just walk your hands around to the other side. You might have to pivot your toe, your right toes in a little bit, and come over to your left. Good, then walk the hands to the center. We're just gonna stretch out here. If you can't come to the floor, this is perfect for when you would have a block or books or a box or something. Really stretching out that back. Good. Slowly rolling to a stand and stepping it together. Go ahead and grab that pillow or your bolster. And I want you to place it in the middle of your mat. And we're gonna come and we're gonna sit right in front of it. Your feet are gonna be butterfly. Soles of the feet are gonna be touching. And then I just want you to slowly roll back. Let that pillow or bolster be in the middle of your back. Taking it over. If this is too much strain on your hips, you can take those legs up. From here, I want you to take those arms up and overhead. They're going to be up at the corners of the mat. And I just want you to breathe here. We're giving our spine a nice small back bend here. And coming back to that intention we set. And if you're not already, go ahead and plant the soles of the feet. The knees are bent. Long breaths in and out. Good. Then hug those knees in. Giving some more space. Building up the ground to us with that pillow. Giving them a squeeze. Letting the soles of the feet come down to the mat. Let those knees fall over to the right. Taking those arms out like a T. One more breath. And then just take those knees, center them, and then have them fall over to the other side. Leaving those arms as a T. Gentle twist on the spine. Slight bend on it with that pillow. Good. Knees come up, soles of the feet are flat. Then go ahead and take those heels all the way to the ground. Extending the legs, arms out like a T. Letting that back stretch out. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the soles of the feet up. And then we're going to cross those ankles. You're going to, using your arms, slowly come to a seated position. And I want you to take your right hand to your left knee. The left hand is going to come slightly behind you, just a gentle twist on the spine. And then we're going to reverse it. Left hand to the right knee, glancing over your shoulder. Good, neutral spine. Go ahead and take the soles of the feet together, butterfly those knees out, holding your feet like a book, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Using those elbows to apply a little bit of pressure on the legs. Opening up those hips even more. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Go ahead and move that pillow off your mat. We're going to all meet in a downward facing dog. So if you're going from all fours, stacking those hips right over the knees, tugging those toes, lifting up, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, pedaling out those feet. Then pouring all the weight into that left foot, take that right foot up to the sky. Go ahead and stack the hips, opening up from up to the side, bend that knee. Good, square the hips, the right foot comes down. One breath here. Then you're gonna pour all that weight into the right foot, taking that left leg to the sky. Go ahead and stack those hips, bend that knee, opening up the hips to the side. Good, square the hips, the leg comes down. 2 breaths here. Go ahead and take the knees to the mat. They're going to go wide, toes touch. You're going to press back to a child's pose for several breaths. Resting here, coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming to all fours. Tuck those toes. Downward facing dog. Taking that right leg all the way up to the sky. Bend that knee. Carry it through. Crossing it in front, you're going to bring that right foot to that left hip flexor, setting up for pigeon, setting that left leg all the way behind you, toes are untucked, flat on the mat, nice and tall, and then you're going to fold over. Two more breaths here. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Coming up on those fingertips. You're going to tuck those toes behind you. Pressing up, you're going to swing that right leg up and then down into downward facing dog. One breath here. And then you're going to take that left leg to the sky. Bending that knee, carrying that leg through so that it crosses to the front. Your left foot is going to come to your right hip flexor, untucking those toes, Coming up on those fingertips. If this is too much for you, you can always grab that pillow that I told you to grab, a block, a bolster, and place it right underneath to take some of the pressure off. And then you're gonna fold over it. With Pigeon, just let the pose do all the work. I'm not used to my doggies not being here. They're at the groomers. 3 more breaths here. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming up on those fingertips. If you have something underneath, go ahead and clear it off. Tuck those toes underneath on the right, lifting all the way up. Swing that leg all the way up and back down into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Good. Go ahead and take those knees to the mat. You're going to swing the legs around. Come to a seated position again. And go ahead, tucking those knees into your chest. Roll all the way onto your back. Rocking out that spine. Then with your 3 first fingers, catch those big toes, open up those hips and legs for happy baby. You can stay right here. You can give that spine a gentle rock back and forth. Good. Hug those knees into the chest. And go ahead and grab that strap, t-shirt, or towel. You're going to hold it like you were holding it before. Let that right sole foot come all the way down. Catch the toes with your towel or your shirt or your strap. And then just give that left leg a stretch. Stretch to your ability, no sharp pain, but do get some tension on there. You want a little bit of strain. Helps us get more flexible. Deep breath. Good. Go ahead and remove it from that left foot, taking that left sole down, taking the right foot up, catch those toes, and then stretching that leg out. You should be feeling that all along the back of your leg. One more breath here. Good. Release those toes. Take both soles down. Butterfly those knees out. Hands come to the belly. Take a long, deep breath here. And out. One more in. And out. Pulling both knees in. Go ahead and catch both toes. This might take some maneuvering. Both toes with your prop of choice, extending the legs to the sky, and then gently pulling so that lower spine lifts off the ground just a little bit. One more breath here. Bend those knees. Go ahead and release your strap, your prop of choice. Let the soles of the feet come down to the mat. Windshield wiper those knees back and forth. Good. Then hugging your right knee into your chest, you're going to extend that left leg all the way flat to the mat. Using that left hand, you're going to guide that right knee across your body. It lifts up your whole spine and back. Go ahead and extend that right arm like a wing. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or towards that right hand. One more breath here. And out. Both knees come into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Holding on to that left knee, extend that right leg to the ground. Using that right hand, guide that left knee across the body. Open up the arm like a wing. One more breath here. Both knees back in. Give them a last squeeze. Good. And then I want you to rock gently to a seated position. Grab that pillow, the bolster, whatever cushion you have. And I want you to go ahead and slide that right underneath your knees. My yoga mat is so grippy, it keeps pulling my pants off. And now it's trying to steal my pillow from me. All right, with it right under your knees, slowly roll back down. Good. Release all the tension in your knees, your ankles. Take the arms alongside your body. You've done all the work. Now I just want you to relax. Let the floor support you. Eyes are shut. We're going to rest here for several moments. After a few minutes, I'll call you out of it. If you find your mind starting to wander, come back to that intention you set. Come back to how your body feels in the breath. And relaxing is just as important as doing the more strenuous movements. We hold a lot of tension in our spine, in our jaw, and our shoulders. So when you're in Shavasana, you can actually adjust a little bit if you need to. I think a lot of students think that they have to lie there perfectly still, but you can adjust because this is your time to relax. And slowly coming back, you're going to move those fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles. Taking those arms overhead, give a big good morning stretch. And then slowly pulling those legs. See if you can push that cushion out of the way and roll onto your right side, cushioning your head with that arm. Then when you're ready, make your way to a seated position on your mat. Legs are crossed, hands on the knees. Take your time to get there. I tell this story a lot, but it's so great. I was teaching a class in New York City, and I had everyone in Shavasana. It was a long one. It was like 8 minutes long. And I had everyone curled on their right side. And I said, when you're ready, come to a seated position, legs crossed, your hands on your knees. And there was one student who wasn't moving for a long time. And I thought, oh, I'll be patient. I'll give them time to come out of Shavasana. And they were so asleep, which I took as a great compliment. Hands on the knees, 2 breaths to close the class. Big inhale. Exhale, sigh. One more inhale. Exhale, sigh. We did a lot of twists and digestive type moves today. Make sure you get your water, have some protein, get your sleep, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Personal care is just as important as the fitness is. Namaste. I hope to see you all at the next class.